A new teaser has landed on the Infinite Galaxy Facebook page, and it says the following: in defiance of the Empire, and for the sake of greater power, we've hinted of new power arriving in the galaxy. Well, in this video, we're going to break down what we think this could be a teaser for and what the implications might be. So stick around for how you can prepare for what this teaser might bring us. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and this video has been sponsored by the makers of Infinite Galaxy. And today, we've got to talk through this teaser, which is on the official Infinite Galaxy Facebook page. And if you want, through July 20th, you can go and participate in the competition to take a guess as to what the heck this teaser is for. So let's talk about what we're looking at here. In fact, let's get a closer look. Here's a close-up on that image that we were looking at. And the thing that stands out to me is that there's two flagships in here, and one of them is the Jason. That's the gathering ship, right? That is what we see in purple there. The other, I believe, is the Cyclops when it's been advanced a fair amount. In fact, we can jump in game and confirm that. I mean, that looks a lot like the flagship that we were seeing there. This is the modified version of the Cyclops when it's past rank 9, and if I jump back to that picture, I mean, yeah, that looks about right. So if we do in fact have the Cyclops with the Jason, which is a gathering ship, what could this mean? And by the way, we see a blend of warships here. We see cruisers, frigates, and also destroyers, a small amount of destroyers in the middle. So there's a couple ideas here, and I'm not going to claim that these ideas are all my own. In fact, I read through a bunch of the comments that people left on the Facebook page, and you can certainly check those out yourself. But I think the most compelling ideas have to do with something about a secondary flagship when you launch a fleet to go and battle or do other things. A secondary flagship. Now, look, I've played other games where you bring combinations of commanders, or in this case, it will be flagships, and you get all of the skills and attacks of the second commander or flagship, but the primary flagship, that's the one where the level matters and other things matter more. So I don't know what this could be, but if I were to guess, it could be that in the new version of the world, you bring flagship pairs. And when you bring a flagship pair, I would guess that for the secondary flagship in the pair, you would get the advantage of the skills. And I assume that all of its gear is going to do damage and buff the fleet just like it normally would. So you basically would be able to bring two flagships and get all the buffs. And perhaps the number of warships you can bring will be determined just primarily by the primary flagship. And also the captain you would bring maybe is just the captain for the primary flagship. But the advantage of a world in which you're able to bring two flagships to the battlefield, well, I mean, let's just jump in game and talk about that real quick. Twice the flagships means, as I was saying earlier, perhaps twice the benefits of gear, which would be insane. Do you get the benefits of both captains? I mean, that would certainly give us a lot more ways to deploy our crew. And maybe you don't get the leadership boost of the second captain, but you just get all the other stats. But I don't know how this would work. If you can bring two flagships, do you get the leadership limit of both of them? Like, that would be kind of nutty. Other people were suggesting in the Facebook group that perhaps it's a second flagship just for load, like carrying back resources when you go and plunder something, which is kind of an interesting idea. The flagship that we saw in the picture, by the way, is this one right over here. This was the second flagship that was in that picture. At least I'm pretty sure it was. And this was a gathering ship. So why would they have chosen to put a gathering ship next to a combat ship, which, again, my guess is that it's the modified version of the Cyclops that we were seeing there? But what I will guess is that if you could bring two flagships, I kind of wonder if the meta isn't simply going to be taking the Artemis and then its counterpart, right? The Orion. You just pair together the epic and legendary equivalents and go all in on whatever that combo is doing. And that seems really, really insane to me, right? Like, can you imagine adding another, you've got the Artemis in a great spot, and you're adding another 72% armor and armor again, and shields, and more warship shields, and navigate speed, and hit points. Like, You could do some crazy stuff just doubling down with the legendary and epic of the same tier, but also there are some flagships that would pair really nicely together. So for example, you could use the Odysseus over here, and that is going to increase your fleet leadership limit if it were to work the way I think. It would give your frigates a really nice attack boost against cruisers, and it would give you a really nice repair ratio, which seems really good. Warship attack and warship armor, and like you pair that with the Artemis, and that also seems like another really strong way to approach it. So instead of pairing the epic and the legendary together, there are some legendary pairs that would be pretty nuts if you put them together. But I honestly will be eager for your thoughts down below in the comments. What does this picture mean? Let me put it back on the screen. What could this be? I honestly think that this is bringing to us a world in which we have 2 flagships going out at a time to do battle. I just don't know why else they would show it to us and say it's a teaser. A teaser for what? Maybe there is some changes that they're going to do to these particular flagships. That's another option, where maybe they're going to enhance the Jason and make it more of like a combat flagship. Or maybe it's just these 2 flagships are about to get changed. I'm not sure. But again, leave a comment down below with your thoughts and enter on the official Infinite Galaxy Facebook page if you'd like a chance to win the prizes that they're throwing out there. And if you're looking for a good wartime crew, now seems like a really great time to kind of spruce that up. I'll have a card up in the top. You can check out my recent video about preparing for war. Until next time, you have fun smashing your nebula.